Well, this is not how I want to start the video after a long hiatus on YouTube, but I got Project Grey Wolf behind me, and it's all just messed up. That's happening. For all the haters out there. Let's make a hole. Well, we're in the thick of it now. Motor is in. Transmission is in. Diff is in. Installing the motor with the UMI K member. The only thing I don't know for sure is if the placement is exactly where it needs to be, forward and back, and left to right. It does have quite a bit of play, so you can move it around, but it's a bitch to do after the fact. So basically what I've done is I've had the front mounts or brackets loose, bolted up the transmission where it seemed to line up where it was previously on the other car, and then tightened everything else going up from there. So I'm hoping that's going to do it. So with that, I've also got the Dirty Dingo low mount AC compressor kit. So we're going to see, I got it loosely bolted up right now. So it does just clear the edge of the motor bracket on the K member. So that's good news. The only thing from here is whether my turbo kit's going to fit from now going forward. So I highly doubt the passenger side manifold is going to. We're going to have to make something work with that. I'm going to be on the hunt for just some really cheap shorty manifolds that just come either like straight out instead of coming down, and see how well that will clear and make something from there. But we painted the engine bay. Everything looks really good. New strut tire mounts up top. QA1 suspension for the struts. UMI lowering springs. I got inner outer tie rods, a center link coming. That will be all new. Ordered a new sway bar for the front as well. I already have a UMI in the back. New rad. Put a new condenser in as well. Just kind of sandwich in there. Got the front bumper off, so we can start looking about mocking up the intercooler. That might wait till it goes over to Justin's, but I have it. And then we will work on getting the rest of the rear hooked up. So drive shaft still has to go in. I got an adjustable torque arm mount to go in. MGW shifter to go in as well. And then it's the wiring, which I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to the wiring on this. I got a whole new painless harness that I'm going to kind of really trim to fit this car. It's the extra long harness as well, because I want to mount the ECU in the factory location under the dash. I bought a bracket for that as well, so that's going to be coming shortly. And then I'm going to sleeve this myself, so this harness is not wire loomed. So I'm going to do that and see what spots are going to get pretty hot and get some fireproof sleeve this time, kind of really tuck it away out of the turbo area or the exhaust area, so it doesn't burn and melt as often it did in the red car. Red car's gone, by the way. It's been picked up, sold, gone, and we stripped it for everything that I think I needed. There were some extras, but I got new everything on this car just to kind of start from scratch. So let's go with that. But yeah, it's coming along. Not as fast as I like, but it's coming along. That's the end goal. There's so much to try to get done in such a short period of time. So basically, it's been 2 weeks worth of work so far. Actually, not even. It's been a week and a half going tomorrow. So quite a lot has been done in that time frame. Could I have done it a lot faster? Yes, but I'd be cutting corners, and I'm not trying to just slam this thing together like last time. So this one is putting a little bit more effort into it. Painted the engine bay so it looks pretty sharp. It's very dirty now because greasy hands, everything else is being in it. But once it cleans up, it'll be good. Got a new rad cover as well, aluminum one. So that'll be nice. We'll repaint the intake and the valve covers just because they've been chipped and scratched and look pretty gross. So I actually care about how this one looks this time. New hood insulator as well. I didn't have it on the red one, and you could definitely tell it was affecting everything there. Got to put on the muffler kit also. So we went with the 4-inch Hawks Mufflex system. That's gonna be fun. It's fairly big. I got a electric cutout as well to go on. A lot to do in the next couple of days. Working on mounting up the front intercooler. Went down to a smaller size just for fitment issues from last one, and I went with the full CX Racing Camaro kit. We're gonna have to obviously make a lot of modifications to make it work, but right for now, just test fitting up here, see how I can get back on the air dam or like all the plastics for that. This is meant to go on the Camaro, which is quite different in this area, but what I've done is just kind of extended the bracket right here, just kind of self-tapped it in for now so I can mock up. And then the bottom, the actual air dam on the bottom is pushing this out. So we'll see how well I can put stuff back together once I get the rebar back on loosely. How to bend the, as you can see, the power steering line kind of up and over. So that's kind of actually what I had done last time as well, but I think this will work out fairly well. The plastic I'll have to probably trim to fit to go around all here, and I'm gonna get a lot of foam and kind of really seal this back off again like I done in the last car. That really did help cooling. I got to get new foam for in between the condenser and the radiator, just because there's a lot of air gaps there as well. So small things, but we'll get the fans on also. Trying to button up the front end again. This car seems like it's been repainted, but not hit. But a lot of bolts are missing from like the headlights. For the bumper we're missing and into the fender. So it was fairly straight, but loose. Well, moving on to trying to get the AC figured out. Got the compressor loosely mocked up. Trying to figure out how the lines are going to position, which doesn't look in my favor at all. It's very tight. Moving on to the core, switching that out, just adding some extra foam. I don't have any extra foam or couldn't find any that was quite suited for this application, so just doing what I can to seal it up. And then as I came down to look at the line, right there, this line is cracked. So I got to find a replacement line for that. That's going to be fun. And then on the driver's side, the old hot side on here doesn't fit well at all. So that's going to have to be completely redone. So I cut it just to see where it starts to hit, and it starts to hit on the steering shaft, which I had tons of clearance before. So that's concerning. That's not going to be my problem. That's for Justin. So I got to also add in a fuel filter here. So that's why this line isn't hooked up. Get that situated nicely. Kind of getting everything as close to the strut tower as possible. I forgot the throttle cable in the old car, so I got to get a new one. So that should be here tomorrow, and I'm going to have to make a whole new grommet situation for that and hook that up to the pedal. We got a whole bunch of oval 4-inch. You got 2 oval 45s. We got a bunch of pie cuts in vertical and horizontal. So hopefully that's enough to do what we need to do. I got the Hawks Race Series Mufflex system, which is quite the task to try to get installed because I don't have the factory hangers, which it does rely on, so I gotta get that as well. Waiting on the taillight harness to properly wire that up. So it's just been forward and back, forward and back. Button up the AC stuff here, try to order this line in the meantime, and then cut the holes, finish the fuel line, gotta break or bleed the master cylinder for the brake and put that on, then bleed the brake system, clutch lines in, that's bled, done. Yeah, just so much little stuff. It's just insane. I'm like losing, oh my god, sun's just everywhere. Losing the drive, especially in a short period of time. They're trying to get a lot accomplished. If anyone's been kind of building cars like this, it sucks. And you're just hoping for the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm more disappointed it's just not as far as I wanted it to be. So, and I keep saying that, but you know, I was saying that a lot has been done in the short period of time that I've been on it. So, literally dismantled one car, talked about them, loosely swapped it into this car to get this car back outside and that car outside, and keep them both rolling at all times, and then swapping everything over, ordering all the new stuff. A lot of fitment issues, and mismatched parts. All right, sorry for a loud noise, but the compressor line is leaking a bit. But here's a sneak peek of the 4-inch exhaust. Got that. Whole underside. So order new sway bar end links. Gonna get those hopefully tomorrow. Put those in. The UMI or UMI adjustable torque arm in. That's a bitch. Adjustable lower control arms. Transmissions in. Fuel lines are ran. And here you can see this is where we're gonna have the most issues for the exhaust. We're gonna have to definitely make a new manifold, I think. Just do a log style. Try to make as much space as possible. It's going to get really crafty to get in between here to keep the full flow. But I got my 4-inch oval in. Here's one of the pieces, just a nice 45. Give an example of how tight things are. I feel like a lot of things on this car, fitment wise or just spacing wise, or where the motor sits, isn't 100% square, and that's causing the issue. But here's where we're at. So that's what I gotta work with. All Justin's gotta work with. So I'm sure we'll figure something out. Gonna have to do a lot of heat shielding as well. But underside is now done. I got most of the wiring done underneath here. That's starting to look like something. Finally. Seems like tomorrow is going to be mainly wiring at this point. Not much I can do from here with the hot side or the cold side. A lot of it's going to have to be modified. And Justin, that's all on you, buddy. Okay, I don't know what day it is that I've been working on this thing. Today's my my second last day to really get anything done, and then I'm gone for 2 weeks, maybe 3. So I really gotta get this thing like fairly wired up to the point where like the car's got power again, the key works, and it could be taken to the shop to get everything else done, which is gonna be a lot. All right, so I stripped down the painless harness. This harness is the extra length, the truck length one, which I'm pretty sure once I get the wires fixed through, I don't need it so long, but it will let me be able to really tuck this where I want it. So here's what it is. So the harness is set up for a automatic or manual, so you gotta just kind of trim down what you are gonna use or what you're not gonna use, and keep what you are gonna use, which took a bit of time. I kind of pre-loomed the whole thing so I can try to pull it through in one shot. I hate all the zip ties on the painless harness. There's so many that hold this thing together, which makes it very stiff. So if you just cut all the zip ties off and just like use bits of tape every like couple inches, it's a lot more flexible. So we're gonna start by taking this end and we'll fish it through the fender on the original hole, and then we'll seal it up after the fact and pull this all through. Hopefully it doesn't get snagged. I got a coat hanger, just kind of fished down already through inside here. I got the hook end ready to hook onto the harness and pull it one shot. So let's give it a shot. Several hours later, harnesses ran. Kind of figured out where I want everything to go and the lengths. Got to shorten up a couple wires for the throttle body, IAT right here. Got a new rad cover, painted that to match. Everything else is now super dirty and scratched, but whatever, looks sharp. Got the main power wires ran. You just got to hook them up right there. Wires for the original harness right there, going down to the starter. Got to shorten them, get the starter in, and just check the length on that before I loom it and put it back together. Then figure out what that stuff is, and that should take care of most of the wiring now to get the car back up and powered. I just got to do a couple of grounds, which is no big deal, on the block side, and then from the jump post that I've put in to the frame as well. And yeah, that will be tomorrow's project. Well, this is not how I want to start the video after a long hiatus on YouTube, but I got Project Grey Wolf behind me, and it's all just messed up. So they broke into the car. It's been parked outside. I've been doing a lot of work on it, which I'll recap throughout this video. But try to steal a car that doesn't run. So with that, when people get frustrated for them, they can't get things they want, they do more damage, right? So need door cylinder has to be done. Door lock is all messed up. Ignition column or the steering column is completely just foobarred. Wiring is all hacked up, as I just took a look underneath, and a lot of stuff's cut. I don't know what works and doesn't work. Nothing on the car wants to do anything now, so I don't know what's fried. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated. But let me show you how it looks. So, after about 2 months of really putting everything in this car and getting pretty close to having it fully wired up where it will run, we pushed it out because I've been going away for work, as you guys know. I don't work at the shop anymore, but I do a lot of my work here. The guys are fantastic and let me do that. And rolled it outside, pretty much right there in between the Mazda and the Jeep, and came by today, or yesterday, I should say, to roll the car back in and kind of finish up wiring and see if we can make some noise. And I came out, I saw that. I'm like, well, that's not good. That's not normal. The door lock is completely turned around. Paint on this car is in pretty good shape, so I knew at that point we were in some trouble. I looked to see any other points of entry, like forced entry, and from what I could tell on the window, it doesn't seem like to try to pry much. Maybe a little bit with a hanger of some sort to try to get the door lock. On the passenger side, once I got the car in, I rolled the window down. Then I noticed that they did try on the passenger side as well. So see that chip right there on the glass? So I tried to pry that back and reach in. Didn't work somehow. Didn't let you try the passenger door, maybe a little bit because it is chipped. But once I got into the driver's side, that's when all the fun starts. So I cleared up the car. We rolled it in. I put some parts of the windows, got it down. But here you see the column is just rightfully destroyed. It's locked, so we got lucky pushing it in that it turned just enough to turn the wheel slightly to the right. But the key cylinder completely turns around and just spins. It will not unlock the steering wheel. Everything on this is just done. Oh, yeah, fantastic. And underneath, wiring as well, so stuff's been cut. They really try to get after it, so I gotta figure out, I gotta restore power to the car, or actually I'm gonna pull the column out and see what damage is done there first and kind of work my way with that. From there, I need to figure out the wiring where I left off with the C100 of what needs to be powered up or not, because when I left off with this car, half the car was turning on and the other half was not. So I didn't have I had no dash components coming on, the dash came on, but no dome lights, no door chime or anything like that wasn't working. So I found that very strange. So I figured, okay, you know what? I got main power to the car. It seemed fairly weak. So I feel like I'm missing like a fair sized body ground. But now I'm just, I don't know. I'm at a point where I'm like, the wind is out of the sails at this point, and we're so close. And just so much stuff has fought me every step of the way of putting this car together. Not taking it apart. Taking it apart was actually really easy. The car was in really good shape. Bolts came out fairly nicely. Nothing really fought in that regard, but putting all the stuff back in did the second time. Like, mock-up wise was good. Final nut and bolt did not. Everything fought. Motor fought to go in. Transmission fought to go in. And then none of my hot side fits at all, even close to what it did before. So that's how I know the car is not tweaked, but the red car probably is fairly tweaked, and everything is built around it. So nothing fits in that regard. So now I got to pull this column apart. I luckily, Communities, another local F-body enthusiast, had another column that I can use. All I need is just to call myself. I'm gonna give him back the steering wheel. Don't really need the key. I ordered a new key cylinder as well, so we can have that back. I don't know what it's for. This one was a VAT column, but I won't be using it, so we don't have to worry about anything there. I'll do a little cleanup on the bottom flange. It's bent. No big deal. And yeah, I got no energy to dive into this. Just none. But I have to. I've worked too hard to stop here. So we gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel, because it's not. It looks bad, and don't get me wrong, it is bad, but it's so close, so close. So let's dissect the steering, get the column off, work on starting getting the new one in, and then dive into this mess and see if we can restore the car to a point of full power where things work on their own like they should, and then just keep plugging away.